Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our pregame show. We are coming to you from the veranda of the Redner's Event Center for the first time. Beautiful view from center field out onto First Energy Stadium. My name is Bob McCool, alongside my broadcast partner, Jake Starr. And, of course, the man between the two of us is the manager for the Reading Fightin Phils, Al Pedrique. And, Skip, let's talk about where we are right now. Obviously, three-game winning streak. Have to be happy with two things, not only the three-game winning streak, but responding from a losing streak as well. Team is finding a way to get some W's right now.
Yeah, Jake, Bob, hello again, and it's always nice to be on the show with you guys. But I'm very happy this early in the season because the guys is showing a lot of energy, intensity throughout the games. We keep talking about playing for 27 outs, 9 innings. We're working on doing the best we can to stay away from long innings and give the other team extra outs. If we stay away from that, we should be in good shape. On and off, I think we'll be playing a lot better. Pitching-wise, each night we get a good outing from the starters. Our relievers are doing a great job keeping us in the game. So I'm very pleased the way things are going right now.
You talk about the peaks and valleys of a baseball season. You valleyed early, 6 straight losses. Then you've come back and you've won 3 games in a row and on a really good run since the back half of that Binghamton series. It feels like the turning point was Game 2 of that doubleheader last Thursday. You're down by 3 runs in the 7th. Looked like you're destined for a 7th straight loss. You score 6 unanswered and win it. Did anything particularly kind of happen to click, or was it more just that comeback feels like it sparked something for this group?
It's a feel that we have as a club that we know we can do it. We have guys that can do different things offensively. We have guys that can handle the bat. Maybe we're going to start using the home run. One more, create the situation where the guys feel good about themselves, build up some confidence, also build the teamwork. And I think that comeback that you just mentioned, Jake, it gave us some confidence because we know as a team that we can do it. As long as we stay engaged and pick each other up and trust each other, that's what it takes to win those kind of games.
There's also a lot of ways to win baseball games, and yesterday kind of showed that. You had the 2 long home runs yesterday from Rodriguez and Rincones, and then you score your other 2 runs on sacrifice flies, just moving guys into scoring positions. Lots of ways to win a baseball game.
Well, definitely. That's why I mentioned the fact that we have guys can do different things, and as a manager, my job is to create that situation and put them in a situation where they can be successful and feel good about themselves. And I told them, we're not going to sit back and wait for the long balls every night. We're going to steal some bases. We got guys that can run, guys that have a good feel for stealing bases, especially stealing third base, get to third with less than 2 outs, and give a chance for the hitters, especially the big boys, the middle of the lineup, and do their job, which is get the runners in.
And you talk about situational baseball. It's another example of just the way baseball can be. 2 nights ago, 5 for 13 with runners in scoring position. You end up scoring 10 runs in the win. Yesterday, both teams combined.
He's saying this, not me. I just want to remember that.
Both teams combined 28 left on base. I think it was 1 for 21 with runners in scoring position. It just shows how baseball can change from a day-to-day thing. But overall, as a group, it feels like it's been better situationally later. Do you feel like the situational hitting has improved kind of as the season's gone along?
I think he has, and I feel like there's more room for improvement. We got guys again. They're capable of doing a lot of things at the plate. So right now our focus is to make sure they put a good fight. Take the pitcher deep in the count, work the counts, give ourselves a chance to get on base. Like I said again earlier, we got some speed. We're going to steal more bases than we did last year. But it is a long season. That's why you play 162 games. You're going to have up and down. As long as you stay equal, even, don't get too high or too low, I think we're going to be in good shape.
We're talking about him as a group and as a team, but talking about some individual guys. Hard not to talk about Carson Taylor, who's been in the middle of the lineup, and when he's been in the middle of the lineup, he's been in the middle of everything.
Yeah, he's been a pleasant surprise. This kid can swing the bat, and you can tell when he goes to the plate, he doesn't get cheated. He takes his swing, and that's the one thing that we like to see in young hitters. Trust yourself, know the situation when you come to the plate, and like I always say, let it fly. When you do that, something will happen.
I want to piggyback off that real quick and ask Carson Taylor. I've kind of likened him situationally wise, not player wise, to Oliver Dunn. A similar situation, a guy who was a minor league Rule 5 pick, comes from another organization, gets a chance to play every day, and early returns are showing that he's really kind of reaping those benefits.
Yes, this is the kid that, we took our chances when we picked him up in the Rule 5. You look at his normal in the past, he had hit. Defensively now he's learning new positions, so we're gonna have to be patient with him. Make sure that we do daily work and he gets the reps. But yes, I agree with you. He can be that type of hitter that Don was last year for us. Like he came through in so many times with guys in the scoring position, and we feel that Taylor, it won't matter where he's going to be here in the lineup, he's going to get the job done.
And a guy like Gabriel Anconis is on a kind of the opposite spectrum because he's a guy who the organization is really high on. I was curious to see how he would go on the jump up to Double-A. So far, so good. But what I really liked about him is, yeah, the home runs are great, but he's been doing a lot. He's getting on base with walks, but yesterday and over the course of the last couple of weeks, lots of hits the other way.
That's right. I mean, anytime you see a young guy doing that, you know he's going to handle it.
Right.
I mean, he's using the whole field. He gets a hand count. Yes, obviously he's going to try to pull the ball. But once he gets into 2 strike or he realizes what they're trying to do with him, pitching middle away, he adjusts and he goes the other way. And there's one thing I like about him, that he takes what the pitchers give him. Right? He's not trying to expand the strike zone. He's not trying to get too big, do too much. And that's a good thing about a young hitter. He's very smart. He pays a lot of attention to the details. And I'm impressed that for his side, he's a big kid. He can run the bases. Yeah. He can steal bag. Defensively, last night, he made 2 nice running catches on the backhand side going to the center field. Yeah. He got great jump in both balls and ended up, making nice plays. He did the same thing in Binghamton. He came in, dove for a ball. So he has a good feel for offense and defense, and he's only 22. So I think we have a good player coming up.
And pitching-wise, flip gears a little bit here. Christian McGowan made his second start at the Double-A level yesterday. Goes 3 2/3. Gives up just a hit. Ended up walking 4 batters, but you see McGowan now a couple of times. Still so in the organization. Hasn't seen that much because of injury. What have you liked so far from Christian?
The thing I like about Christian, he's a competitor. He wants the ball. He will challenge hitter. He will get upset if somebody hits a home run and Pippen, he will let them know. So I like to see that on the players. Obviously, you have to back it up, and he does, and he will. He's only, 22, 23 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Great arm, great stuff, and again, he's the type of guy you can count on, and you feel good when he's between the lines. You feel good about having the chance to win, at least compete, because that's what he shows on the mound.
Now, I'll just jump in here real quick. Yesterday when you came out to take the ball out of his hand, was there any pushback? He wanted to stay in and finish that inning?
He wanted to, but he knew that right now he's on the pitch count. He was close to, I think it was 75. We didn't want to take any chance to go extra 5 pitches. Early in the season, he's coming back from arm injury. So he's aware of his plan for now, at least. But again, it was hard for me to walk on the field and see his face and tell him he's done. I mean, I didn't have to do that because, like I say, he knows the plan. But obviously, you can tell by the look on his face, he wanted to stay in the game last night.
The game of baseball, the way it is, and especially this time of the year, you got starting pitchers, you got high leverage pitchers at the other end. The guys right now who might be the most underrated for you have been the guys who are the bridging the gap. Guys like Zach Hockey yesterday, Connor Ash. Those are the guys who have gotten you to those tail end of the bullpen, and you kind of forget about them. The guys who are giving you the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th innings.
Yeah, we feel good about bullpen right now. You mentioned Hash, Hockey. Obviously, they've done a great job by taking the ball to the 7, 8 inning guys late in the game, and they've done a great job in the middle. We have another guy that's done a great job so far, is Baker. Last year he struggled a little bit with his command. Now this year so far he's been a different guy, throwing strike, keeping us a game. And those guys, if they do that on the consistent basis, we're going to be in good shape.
Last one I'll ask you, we look ahead to tonight's game. On the mound for Somerset, Tristan Viling. He's had a really good start to the year so far. Just won Eastern League Pitcher of the Week. Does the approach change when you face a pitcher who's that hot, or do you just try to kind of keep things at what we do best?
No, we stay with our strength. And obviously as the game goes on, we're going to find out what he's doing different than the other guys that we faced the first 2 games. We don't worry so much about his stats this early because it's early in the year. But we stay with our plan. We're going to stick with our plan, which is making a throw strike, keep the ball up, stay away from the sinker, the change that he has. And our plan is right now is to attack the zone. Once we hit in the count, we're going to be aggressive.
We're coming to you from the Redners Event Center on the Reading Fightin Phil's Radio Network. We'll take a timeout, back with starting lineups and first pitch right after this.